Chapter 19. And Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, returned to his house in peace, to Jerusalem. And Jehoshaphat went out to meet him. Nevertheless, there are good things found in thee. And Jehoshaphat dwelt at Jerusalem. And he went out again through the people from Beersheba to Mount Ephraim. And he set judges in the land throughout all the fenced cities of Judah, city by city, and said to the judges, Take heed what ye do, for ye judge not for man. Wherefore now, let the fear of the Lord be upon you. Moreover, in Jerusalem did Jehoshaphat set of the Levites, and he charged them, saying, And what cause soever shall come to you of your brethren that dwell in their cities. And, behold, Amariah the chief priest is over you in all matters of the Lord. Chapter 20. It came to pass after this also, that the children of Moab, and the children of Ammon. And there came some that told Jehoshaphat, saying, And Jehoshaphat feared, and set himself to seek the Lord, and proclaimed a fast throughout all Judah. And Judah gathered themselves together, and Jehoshaphat stood in the congregation of Judah and Jerusalem. Art not thou our God, who didst drive out the inhabitants of this land before thy people Israel, and they dwelt therein? If, when evil cometh upon us, as the sword, judgment, or pestilence, or famine, and now, behold, the children of Ammon and Moab and Mount Seir. Behold, I say, how they reward us, to come to cast us out of thy possession. O, our God, wilt thou not judge them? And all Judah stood before the Lord, with their little ones, their wives, and their children. Then upon Jahaziel, the son of Zechariah, the son of Benaiah, the son of Mattaniah, a Levite of the sons of Asaph, and he said, Hearken thee, all Judah, thus saith the Lord unto you. Tomorrow go thou down against them. Behold, they come up by the cliff of Ziz. 17. Thou shalt not need to fight in this battle. Set yourselves, stand ye still, O Judah and Jerusalem, fear not, nor be dismayed. And Jehoshaphat bowed his head with his face to the ground, and all Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem fell before the Lord, and the Levites, of the children of the Kohathites, and of the children of the Kohites. And they rose early in the morning. Jehoshaphat stood and said, Hear me. And when he had consulted with the people, he appointed singers unto the Lord, and when they began to sing and to praise, for the children of Ammon and Moab stood up against the inhabitants of Mount Seir. And when Judah came toward the watchtower in the wilderness, they looked unto the multitude. And when Jehoshaphat and his people came to take away the spoil of them, and on the fourth day they assembled themselves in the valley of Barakah. Then they returned, every man of Judah and Jerusalem, and they came to Jerusalem with psalteries and harps and trumpets unto the house of the Lord. And the fear of God was on all the kingdoms of those countries. So the realm of Jehoshaphat was quiet, for his God gave him rest round about, and Jehoshaphat reigned over Judah. He was 35 years old when he began to reign. And his mother's name was Azubah, the daughter of Shilhi. And he walked in the way of Asa his father, and departed not from it. Howbeit the high places were not taken away, for as yet the people had not prepared their hearts unto the God of their fathers. Now the rest of the acts of Jehoshaphat, first and last, behold, they are written in the book of Jehu the son of Hanani. And after this did Jehoshaphat king of Judah join himself with Ahaziah king of Israel, and he joined himself with him to make ships to go to Tarshish. And they made the ships in Eziongeber. Then Eleazar the son of Dodavah of Marisha prophesied against Jehoshaphat, saying, Chapter 21. Now Jehoshaphat slept with his fathers. And he had brethren the sons of Jehoshaphat, Azariah, and their father gave them great gifts of silver. Now when Jaron was risen up to the kingdom of his father, reigned 8 years in Jerusalem. Howbeit the Lord would not destroy the house of David. In his days the Edomites revolted from under the dominion of Judah. Then Joram went forth with his princes. So the Edomites revolted from under the hand of Judah unto this day. Moreover, he made high places in the mountains of Judah, compelled Judah thereto. Nor in the ways of Asa king of Judah. Behold, with a great plague will the Lord smite thy people, and thou shalt have great sickness by disease of thy bowels. Moreover, the Lord stirred up against Joram the spirit of the Philistines, and they came up into Judah, and brake into it. And after all this the Lord smote him in his bowels with an incurable disease. And it came to pass, that in process of time, 32 years old was he when he began to reign. Chapter 22. And the inhabitants of Jerusalem made Ahaziah his youngest son king in his stead. 42 years old was Ahaziah when he began to reign. He also walked in the ways of the house of Ahab, for his mother was his counselor to do wickedly, wherefore he did evil in the sight of the Lord, like the house of Ahab. He walked also after their counsel, and he returned to be healed in Jezreel, because of the wounds which were given him at Ramah. And the destruction of Ahaziah was of God by coming to Joram. For when he was come, and it came to pass, and he sought Ahaziah, and they caught him. But when Athaliah the mother of Ahaziah saw that her son was dead, but Jehoshabeth the daughter of the king took Joash the son of Ahaziah, so Jehoshabeth the daughter of King Joram, the wife of Jehoiada the priest, and he was with them, hid in the house of God 6 years, and Athaliah reigned over the land. Chapter 23. And in the 7th year Jehoiada strengthened himself. And they went about in Judah, and all the congregation made a covenant with the king in the house of God. For this is the thing that ye shall do. And a third part shall be at the king's house. But let none come into the house of the Lord. And the Levites shall compass the king round about. So the Levites and all Judah did according to all things that Jehoiada the priest had commanded. Moreover, Jehoiada the priest delivered to the captains of 100 spears, and he set all the people. Then they brought out the king's son, and Jehoiada and his sons anointed him. Now when Athaliah heard the noise of the people running and praising the king, and she looked, and, behold, the king stood at his pillar at the entering in. Then Jehoiada the priest brought out the captains of hundreds that were set over the host, have her forth of the ranges. And whoso followeth her, so they laid hands on her. And Jehoiada made a covenant between him. Then all the people went to the house of Baal. Also, Jehoiada appointed the offices of the house of the Lord by the hand of the priests, the Levites. And he set the porters at the gates of the house of the Lord. And he took the captains of hundreds, and the nobles, and all the people of the land rejoiced, and the city was quiet. Chapter 24. Joash was 7 years old when he began to reign, and Joash did that which was right in the sight of the Lord all the days of Jehoiada the priest, and Jehoiada took for him 2 wives. And it came to pass after this. And he gathered together the priests and the Levites, and the king called for Jehoiada the chief. Why hast thou not required of the Levites to bring in out of Judah and out of Jerusalem the collection? For the sons of Athaliah, that wicked woman, had broken up the house of God. And at the king's commandment they made a chest, and they made a proclamation through Judah and Jerusalem. And all the princes and all the people rejoiced. Now it came to pass, thus they did day by day, and gathered money in abundance. And the king and Jehoiada gave it to such as did the work of the service of the house of the Lord. So the workmen wrought, and the work was perfected by them. And when they had finished it, they brought the rest of the money before the king and Jehoiada. And they offered burnt offerings in the house of the Lord continually all the days of Jehoiada. But Jehoiada waxed old, and they buried him in the city of David among the kings. Now after the death of Jehoiada came the princes of Judah, and they left the house of the Lord, God of their fathers. Yet he sent prophets to them, to bring them again unto the Lord. And the Spirit of God came upon Zechariah the son of Jehoiada, the priest. Thus saith God, Why transgress the commandments of the Lord? And they conspired against him. Thus Joash the king remembered not the kindness which Jehoiada his father had done to him. Lord, look upon it, and require it. For the army of the Syrians came with a small company of men, and when they were departed from him, and these are they that conspired against him. Now concerning his sons, and the greatness of the burdens laid upon him,